The unfortunate news coming in of the anti-terror operation that is being carried out in Jammu and Kashmir's Doda district between the armed forces and terrorists. We are getting the information that at least 3 of our Jawans along with their captain who have been martyred and 3 others who have been injured in this anti-terror operation. Meanwhile, security that has been beefed up in the area that has been also cordoned off as a manhunt has been launched for those terrorists that seems to be hiding. Let's take a look at this ground report.
Right now, I am in Desa Belt in Doda, where massive cordon and search operation is continuing. Additional reinforcement has been called. It was yesterday evening at about 7:30 a.m. Security forces got information about presence of terrorists in this area. While the cordon was being laid, at about 9, contact was established. Terrorists opened fire, in which 4 of our brave hearts, including young captain, lost their lives and 3 others were critically injured. Since then, combing operation is continuing and everybody is trying its level best to pin down terrorists at earliest. It will not be wrong to say that Jammu has become epicenter of terror-related activities. Ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken oath, we have seen that there has been spurt in violence-related incident.
Let's in the meantime get you details of this encounter, where a big statement that has been made by the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir saying that regional politics could be the possible reason for infiltration.
तादाद में बहुत नहीं है, कम है, पर जैसे मैंने कहा था कि तादाद की कम से सिचुएशन कई बार जो है नापा नहीं जाता है, क्योंकि वो अनअकाउंटेबल एंटिटीज हैं। तो एक भी अनअकाउंटेबल एंटिटी एक आउटसाइड किलिंग मशीन और एक मैन सेंट टू किल indiscriminately without any connection to this land, with no purpose but to repeat the level of violence or increase the level of violence and fear and terrorism, so is a challenge.
Let me go across to Pradeep. Now, Pradeep, important statement there being made by the DGP saying that when it comes to the reason for infiltration, there could be possible many reasons. However, it becomes all the more difficult and challenging when it comes to overcoming such situations.
Yes, you are absolutely right. In fact, Director General of Police R.R. Swan made it clear when we asked a question to him about the ongoing spurt in violence-related incidents in Jammu region. He said that you have to understand one thing: these Pakistani terrorists, they are like killing machine. They are here to kill people indiscriminately, and they have no connect with the land. They have no connect with the people. They have no emotions for them. And they are here only to instill fear. They are only here to target people. That's what actually their sympathizers also need to understand, because they are they can't be well-wisher of people of Jammu and Kashmir. They are only here to spill blood. But right now here the combing and search operation is continuing. Manhunt has been launched to look for those terrorists responsible for this attack. It was yesterday evening at about 7:30 p.m. They got information about presence of the terrorists in this Desa area in Doda district. It was at 9 p.m. finally the contact was established. While the terrorists were hiding inside the dock, they opened indiscriminate fire in which 4 of our brave hearts, including Army captain, lost their lives and 3 others were critically injured. Since then, the additional reinforcement has been called. All entry and exit points have been plugged. They are slowly inching towards the forest belt where the terrorists are said to be hiding. But what's really a matter of concern is that we have seen that there has been spurt in the terror-related incident. The theatre of terror has shifted from Kashmir Valley towards the Jammu region. There are 3-4 reasons for that. One reason is that Pakistan is completely frustrated and rattled ever since there had been a high voter turnout in Kashmir Valley during the recent Lok Sabha election. And once again, when the government of India is preparing for assembly election here in Jammu and Kashmir, they are trying to generate fear. They are trying to make their presence felt. They are also trying to extend arc of the security from Kashmir Valley towards Jammu region, because there had been a lot of pressure on the terrorists in Kashmir Valley. Many of the top ranks and top commanders had been eliminated. So if their attention is diverted towards the Jammu region, they feel that at least they will be able to heave a little bit sigh of relief, and that way they will be able to revive, recuperate and reorganize their activities in Kashmir Valley, where they have received maximum jolt. And third thing is that they are trying to burst that normalcy narrative that has picked up momentum, especially after abrogation of Article 370 and then recently held Lok Sabha election. So they want to create an impression and tell world that all is not well in Jammu and Kashmir, not to talk of Kashmir region. Even Jammu is not fine, it's not safe. and that's one of the reasons that they're carrying out terror attack. And fourth thing is that they're trying to somewhere unsettle Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because we have seen that ever since he has taken oath, there has been spurt in the violence-related incident. Just hour before he was about to take oath, there was an attack on pilgrim bus in Riasi area, in which 9 of the Vaishno Devi pilgrims were killed and 33 others were critically injured. And after that, there had been back-to-back attack from Hiranagar, there had been Gando, and now recently there was an ambush of army vehicles in Kathua district. Let me show you. But what is more important is that look at this terrain. It's not a very easy terrain. If you look at this particular terrain, this is a rugged, undulated terrain. It's then there is a thick foliage, then there is dense forest. Now let me show you. See, this was the area. This was the area where actually there are dope where the terrorists were hiding, that upper reaches. So if I talk about the place where I'm standing, it is right now about more than 7,000 feet above sea level. And here the terrorists were hiding, and after that the operation was being conducted. And right now the manhunt is being launched looking for the terrorists. See, Kashmir Tigers, one of the proxy group of Jaish-e-Mohammed, has claimed responsibility. Why Kashmir Tigers? Because they are trying to give an impression that it is an indigenous terror-related activities. Pakistan and Pak proxies have nothing to do with it. It is basically the Kashmiri people who are fighting against Indian army. But reality is that Kashmir Tigers is nothing but Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Jaish-e-Mohammed's mentor and their head chief, Masood Azhar, is sitting in the lap of Pakistan's inter-service intelligence. He is the same person who had been responsible for Pulwama bombing, in which 40 of our CRPF personnel had lost their lives in February 2019. And right now, they are involved in several terror-related activities. Mostly the terrorists operating in this area are foreign terrorists, they are Pakistani terrorists. But
well, that's the point there. Pakistani terrorists, the infiltration, as far as the Jammu and Kashmir DGP says, as far as the infiltration level is concerned, the terrorists are not much, but they have no connection with the land or with the people. They are just killing machines who target people, especially when it comes to innocence.
तादाद में बहुत नहीं है, कम है, पर जैसे मैंने कहा था कि तादाद की कम से सिचुएशन कई बार जो है नापा नहीं जाता है, क्योंकि वो अनअकाउंटेबल एंटिटीज हैं. तो एक भी अनअकाउंटेबल एंटिटी एक आउटसाइड किलिंग मशीन और एक मैन सेंट टू किल indiscriminately without any connection to this land, with no purpose but to repeat the level of violence or increase the level of violence and fear and terrorism, so is a challenge.
Well, Pradeep, as far as in the last few months that have been witnessed, majorly when it comes to such terror attacks, there has been a new tactic, and that is where it comes to Jammu. Jammu that has been largely been peaceful so far. However, there have been sudden spurt of terror attacks that have been reported, and unfortunately, we have also lost our brave Jawans, even in the recent Doda anti-terror operation.
Yes, you're absolutely right. If we look at the situation on the ground since 2021, we have seen that more than 48 soldiers have lost their lives in different operation and counter ambush carried out by terrorists. And modus operandi is almost similar, because they either try to ambush our bravehearts, their convoy, and then with the body cam, they try to capture those visuals, and later on they release that footage. Idea behind releasing that footage is that basically they want to glorify their act of terror, and they want to indoctrinate and brainwash young minds and lure them to gun culture, because they try to tell them that see how we dominate the scene so far the security related scenario is concerned, and Indian army is not able to do anything. They are like sitting ducks for us. That's what actually that's one of the reasons that they capture those visuals. And here in this case also, we had been told that they were carrying with them body cams, and with the help of the body cam they have made the visuals also. I don't know when they are going to release that footage, but one thing is there, our security forces very well understand what their intentions are. Basically they are trying to generate fear. The reason is that why, in fact, because Jammu was peaceful. Here the presence of the security forces was thin as compared to Kashmir Valley. So many places like as I was covering Badnota a few days back, where army convoy was targeted, hardly there was a presence of the armed army personnel in that area, because there was almost a peaceful region, so there was no need for deploying army. But now I think it's a time to go back on chessboard. Once again they have to rearrange the pawns, they have to rearrange everything so far as to ensure security on the ground.
Right.
But already they have decided that they are going to place security force personnel at several ridge lines so that they can increase their presence, and then they're
of course reducing all sort of collateral damage. But there is one thing for sure, what comes in from our security forces, because all of these attacks will be avenged sooner or later, and we're waiting for the time when it comes to the anti-terror operations on part of our forces as well that have been launched. They will be hunted down and they will be neutralized.